everyone. I talked about fixing this monster in my last episode, episode 20. His name is Snuffles. I got the official name. I believe he had a counterpart named Sniffles, just in case anyone wanted to know. Here is his little label that shows that he's from My Friend Monsters. She is a maker from Canada, and she has an online store. All right. So yes, this is Snuffles. Hello, hello, hello. He needed some repairs. There was 3 new little holes. I have already repaired 2 of those 3 holes. I will show them to you. Here is his original holes that I repaired. I knit a patch here, and I had knit a patch here. One of his new holes was right here in the seam. I chose to just take some matching thread and sew it closed, and can't even tell because it's in the seam. It looks pretty much exactly how it would look before that. And then the next one I did is this one. Now this is a little bulkier because this this yarn, sock yarn, is a lightweight sock yarn, and it leans a little more towards the lace weight side than this sock yarn, which is a little thicker. So you can see it's a little more raised, and you can see the stitches are a little larger, and it's not quite as flush or whatever, but I didn't think it looked too terrible, and I didn't care if it matched. He's a monster. He has his new little character spots. Now, the next spot that needs to be done is right here. So I got this great idea, which is what I'm going to show you and let you watch me do today. I decided maybe a circle. And I will do the circle with the same yarn that I did the little square here. And I'm going to do it in crochet instead of knit. Just to show you, you can do whatever. You could do fabric, sew. You can do it however you want. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the magic ring, and we are going to crochet a circle. You'll have to pardon me if I'm slow or my directions seem a little strange, because looking through a video is difficult. Okay. This is not meant as a tutorial. These give you ideas to see how I've done something. That is all. And my hat is off to anyone who does this with great skill with a camera looming over them. Gives you fine appreciation. So I'm going to do this in single crochet. I've done 2 so far. I will do 6. It's kind of my average number for starting a circle. Let's see, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to pull the ring closed. I don't need to cinch it too much. And then in the top of the ring, I'm going to do 2 single crochets in each single crochet around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops, I went in the wrong spot. 9 and 10. I did 11 and 12. Now you can see how with this yarn it is thicker. See how kind of thick that is? But that's okay. It can be a, I'm sorry, didn't mean to bump the video. And if I grab a hold of this yarn, give it a little tug, close up that center. Now we need to decide, is this a big enough circle to cover up this hole appropriately? It might be. So to decide what I like. Because it covers up the hole, but you have to make sure that you over cover the hole so it doesn't continue to pull out. So I think I'm going to do one more round, and I'm going to use this marker so I don't have to. Sometimes if you don't use a marker and you lose count, then you're lost in your you lose your numbers in your count. Okay, so I'm going to single crochet and increase all the way around until I get to the other side. So I'm just going to do a single crochet right now. And the next stitch I'm going to do an increase. Here's 1, 2, and then I'm going to do 1, and then I'm going to do 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to do 1. And when you do an increase, the 2, you do it in the same stitch. So 1, 2, going back in the same stitch, and then 1, and then 2, and then 1, and then 2. I kind of do this shape all the time, so I already know that this is going to be 18 stitches. So if I go back and count, I'm going to drop that down there, and 2, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my scissors, and I'm going to trim off this end. We don't need that anymore. And then because I'm going to be sewing this down, I should test it on here, but I already can tell visually that I'm okay with, there it is. Kind of looks like a little spiral. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a really long tail because I'm going to be sewing it down, but not before I do a slip stitch, close up my ring. Hopefully my accidentally bumping the camera is not making anyone motion sick. Alright, I have my needle here, my large darning needle. Okay, I'm going to center it over the hole, wherever it is, right there. And we're just going to start sewing it down. And I'll just take my time to do this. Like I said, I don't care that we're going to see. Let me rehook my needle. I pull it out of the eye. The eye of this needle is quite large, so no big deal. And then I don't want my hand in the way. And then I'm going to go in the top. Oh. And if you accidentally loop over your thread, you can undo that simply by, okay, next. There we go. This is just Mr. Snuffles here upgrading his look. Now, I didn't have to go up, I could have, you can sew it in different ways. I'm literally just whip stitching it around. Depending on the way you want to sew it in, depends on what its finished look will look like. I'm really sorry that I keep accidentally hitting. I'm sure there are better ways to set up the camera to do this, but I have to work with the one the stand I have. I'm going to reposition him. Here we go. There. There we go. We're getting there. See, I'm just catching the top. I'm just going into the top of the single crochet. That's the next one over. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it into frame here. I have this tendency to want to pull it towards my body because I hold things very close to myself. There we go. We're almost there. And then he will have a little round patch on his head. Now, if you were somebody who just had to have things perfect with no patches, there are definitely ways that this little guy could have. I could have tried to color match better and blend things in better, but that was not my goal. My goal was repair, and I just tried my hand at visible patching. They have names for these things. I don't always know the name. So I can't tell you what to look up, but you could definitely look things up. All right, I think this is my last one. Here we go. So I'm going to do a knot. I like to double go through, and then we will cinch it down. All right, now we have this little that. We are going to pull that tail in. I'm going to come out through the center up here. Look at that. Pull it right in there. All right, I'm going to hold it up to you. Let's see if it'll focus. I'm going to touch it. Try not to bounce it. Yeah. Now it has something I don't like. Can you see the little nub that's poking up here? Since I have pulled my thread through the center here, I am going to use this thread. I'm going to poke it through it. You do not have to do these kind of things. It's just whatever aesthetically appeals to you, or in my case did not appeal to me. This is a very thick needle, so I might not be able to get it through, but I pushed it in, and I need to find a spot where I can go through, and then I'm going to come out somewhere. Side of his head over here seems good, because then I can pull inwardly there. All right, now I'm gonna pull it out a little bit, snip it off, and then now look at that. Now he has a cute little circle one. Squares and a circle. So you can knit, you can crochet, you can sew. He is now repaired. Ta-da! We will see you later. Bye.